why do y'all start the podcast? I always start the fucking show.
Not it.
We're here on Joystick, and we're back with another episode.
Amazing.
What number is it?
It's 51.
Correct.
You know what? From now on, I'm gonna make each one of you guys fucking see if you guys are on your, put you guys on your toes.
Oh, I'll be next. I'll do 52.
No, you better come.
I'll plan a whole thing. I'll have an original song and everything.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice. So that means we gotta prepare an intro every time we come here.
No, whatever.
I'll take over real quick. Yo, what's up? Welcome to the Joystick Show, episode 51. First off, make sure to go ahead and subscribe. Dylan will probably tell you to comment a thing or two as the show goes on.
Yeah.
But thanks for joining us. Make sure to click that bell, stay up to date, and we're just here to bring you some laughs, some knowledge, some me, some you.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Learn about each other.
Oh yeah.
Real quick, like I always ask my boys, I just want to know what everybody's up to. But who should we start with?
Yeah,
You know,
I feel like we shouldn't start with me.
We should start with Jerry.
Jerry.
Dylan,
Yeah, I've been
absent.
Yeah, I've been absent for a little bit compared to everyone else.
So what you been up to, buddy?
What I've been up to, I've just been coding a lot, man.
Yeah,
Lots of
you're a
code.
hacker.
Oh, we Jerry
Yeah,
wasn't
finished
always
like the last test today.
totally forgot to talk about coding Hangman. That was
Coding
a whole
Hangman.
fucking experience.
Oh yeah, that was a whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Jerry fucking coded Hangman.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Dope.
Yo,
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, that was like one of the first projects.
That's dope.
Yeah. Oh, it was
cool.
that. Remember when Joey, when you came on that like weird video chat, like we were all on at like fucking 10 in the morning.
Oh,
We were playing
That's
it
what it
there.
was for.
Yeah.
Oh,
We were playing. It was like me. It was me, Jerry, and Jose.
Was that the
on
one
a-
I joined late, or was that a
Yeah,
different one?
it was
I joined
me,
that late.
Me, Jose, and Jerry playing coding Hangman on a
That was a
video
vibe
chat.
because you could just put memes in. We should do that more. That's sick.
Yeah.
That should be the weekly joystick meeting.
Yeah, right.
We have it on Instagram and we just share memes.
we just share
and other
Yeah,
shit.
we accidentally had a meeting on Instagram and we just kind of started sharing memes
Yeah,
on it. We didn't know that there was a function to
right?
share memes with like the people in your
You
chat.
For
can
everyone
watch,
out
like-
there, you can like video chat in a group chat in Instagram.
We can watch full movies.
You can watch
You can watch a
full-on
full
movies and
movie there.
series.
Bro, don't sleep on these features.
And
Bro,
it's not
when you
like
put
indie
on-
movies, these are
There's
like
a lot
They
of
might be
apps.
stealing your information and spying on you.
Keep
but
in
hey,
mind, they're not
free
amazing
movies.
movies, but they're free movies.
Hey,
Right.
hey, Bring It On is a great
I
movie.
found a website that changes the voices for a certain character you like. So if you want to make SpongeBob say something, you select out of all the things they have the category SpongeBob and you type, and it like synthesizes all the voice clips that could fit for that
I've
for
seen
your
things
sentence.
like that. Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Bro, I just found out that there are sites that do that. That's so cool.
Yeah. We were doing that one day here, and
Yeah.
I remember it wasn't working correctly. Like they were saying things too fast. Like you have to
Yeah.
write it, you have to like space it out so that it doesn't just like.
You have Uno.
Yeah, that was the best.
Anytime I think about that, I think about that fucking Tupac.
Yeah. The Biggie voice sounds really good.
Yeah,
though.
Biggie
yeah.
voice is really
But it's
good.
not as funny as the Tupac
No.
voice.
I'm
You
so-
have Uno.
I'm so used to it being about like gang shit,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
freaking having some California love, not about a game of Uno.
What have you been up to, Dylan? I only ask because
Yeah.
I know you got over a hurdle, right?
Yeah. So I finished calculus, the worst
Nice.
thing ever. I hate it. No, don't even clap. Don't even.
Okay, sorry.
It's a horrible experience. I had literally over the course of a week, I had 5 tests.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that's just like, and you gotta submit your work. So I'm just murdering trees.
Yeah.
It's like 12 pages of
Yeah,
work.
that's
I'm like,
true.
oh,
It takes-
you do 2 per page. I'm like, what? What am I showing?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking up all the answers anyway. Sorry, Mohammed. My bad. I'm looking up all the answers. But yeah, hopefully I didn't get my grades back yet, but I passed. So
Yeah.
that's all I care about.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and I've been
man.
catching up on a lot of YouTube content.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At 4 in the morning. Or-
Yeah.
4 in the morning.
A lot of Charles Entertainment Cheese, like I said. I was
Yeah.
watching like the history of that shit.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Oh.
And like Disney tried doing their own version of it, but it was like mad dumb.
Really?
It was like a Disney arcade essentially.
Disney, was it
Yeah.
Disney Quest?
I believe so.
Disney Quest was so
I'm
fire.
surprised that
Yeah.
didn't
It was
take
like
off.
it was like a shitty
I'm
version of
surprised
it.
it didn't take off.
Yeah, and but essentially it was like there was one that was like a water ride that was like based on like Tarzan. You were in the jungle and shit, but like it didn't work well.
Was it Disney Quest?
It might have been.
Because Disney Quest was an arcade that was in downtown Disney.
Yeah,
in
but then
Florida.
they tried making it a chain.
Oh,
So I
okay.
think they opened one in Chicago and then one in LA,
I see.
and then it was like, oh, this is not good.
It was a pretty. I
The
kinda,
one that people say the one in Disney was the best one.
I can like see why they got rid of it, but it was pretty hype. The whole idea was it was like a 3-story arcade, but there was no prizes, so
Bob,
everything was
yeah.
unlimited play.
I feel like
play the games
Bob,
as much as you want.
can I just say, when is our abandoned theme park podcast?
Yeah,
I have some stuff on abandoned theme park.
Because, yeah, me too. Okay, so yeah, this will work. We'll do this one week. Because now I'm realizing that Bobby's been to all of these parks that I haven't been to. Like, I've been to Disney a few times, but I've never been to DisneyQuest.
Yeah.
And I just watched the video, so that, like, Bobby was like 3 stories, and I'm like, this rides on that story. Like, I'm piecing it together in my head.
My aunt peed on the Buzz Lightyear ride. I shit you not. Yeah. We'll remain
Mikey
nameless
commented. He said no Disney slander.
This isn't Disney slander. I just said DisneyQuest was fucking hype.
Fuck
all right?
Disney.
It was awesome. You see, you gotta fight Dylan on that one.
Yeah.
No, but no, there used to be a ride at DisneyQuest. First of all, it was a 3-story arcade, so it was like literally arcade machines everywhere, different types. And
then there were special rides that were based on Disney properties.
Exactly.
I saw the building.
So this was years ago, like decades ago. So this was like pre-VR. So they had like VR type rides.
But they were not.
They weren't like, it wasn't that they were bad. It was just they're not rides. You know what I meant? It was just more like you look on a screen. Like they had a ride there where you like build your own roller coaster and then they put you in a virtual simulator and you ride the coaster you build.
Honestly, all of this is like, there was a lot of promo leading up to this. So there's video. We'll watch it when we go,
But and there was a ride called, it was like Buzz Lightyear something ride, but it was a ride. It was like bumper cars essentially. So you drive these carts around, and I think what it was is there's like these little foam balls that are like on the floor, and one person drives the car while the other person, and you suck up the balls on the car, and the other person shoots the balls from a turret. And you have to try to hit the other person's car, and it spins them around or something like that.
Like a 2v2 essentially.
Yeah. And it's just like a bunch of people in these cars. So
I've seen that. This is unlocking something.
So
in my brain.
we went, and
you
it
probably
was
went
like,
to it. Or
it was like,
you've seen a video maybe.
It was like me and my cousin, my dad and my uncle, and my mom and my aunt, and in all 3 different cars. So like me and my cousin and my dad and my uncle like ganged up on my mom and my aunt's car. So we just started like shooting a bunch of balls at their car. So their car just kept spinning and spinning, and my aunt just kept laughing and laughing until she peed herself, and then she was like, "I'm pissing myself."
but you won.
Yeah.
So that victory. That's all.
I don't even think there's a winning thing. I think you just have fun and try not to. You fuck other people up.
Did she ever tell them the stories like, I had so much fun, I peed myself?
No, there was
like, not gonna lie, that's almost happened to me before.
No, but
that's been some real funny shit before.
No, for sure, yeah.
I've just been like, oh.
DisneyQuest was hype. You pay like one flat fee. The best part for me, in my opinion, was that you get to pay like one fee and then you just like walk in and play as many arcade games as you want.
Yeah, that's kind
of
like
imagine like you go to Dave and Buster's, right? You don't have to worry about prizes. You just go sit at like the Time Crisis machine, and you can beat Time Crisis if you want,
or
you just keep continuing.
Do the correct thing, and you sit at the trivia machine, like the 8-player one, and you freaking
have a good time,
murder some people. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we should do that sometime.
Just show up.
Dylan sit at the trivia game at Dave.
Show up, mad serious in sunglasses, just like
it's poker.
Declaration of Independence.
What have you been up to, Joseph?
Yeah.
Honestly, I know last podcast I said I was like remodeling my room, but it kind of feels like I'm remodeling my whole house. I think my mother was like, "Oh well, Joey fixed up his room. Let's fix up the entrance hall, that little entrance space before going into the living room. I want that all repainted." So we repainted all that today, and now like we have more plans to like remodel the guest room, and then plans to like change the flooring tiles in the kitchen. All of a sudden, like, it kind of feels like my house is being completely changed. I think that's why one of our neighbors asked, like, "Are you guys moving?" Because they just keep seeing things coming in and out. And it's been like that for, like, close to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's just they're trying to take opportunity, It's warm outside.
Yeah.
And when it gets cold, you don't want to do all that work.
Exactly.
That's
in, like, a jacket. Carrying shit.
True.
The worst.
That's all I've been doing. Just, like, that. Yeah. Kind of, like, going to sleep mega late because I know in just a few weeks I have to be going back to work as a teacher. Yeah. So I'm like going to sleep incredibly late, like 5 a.m, and then waking up at like 1.
Right,
Summer
we'll
vibes.
be playing at like fucking like 11 o'clock, and you'll be like signing on at like 2, like 1. Almost.
All right, bye, sorry. And I'm up for like the next 4 hours by myself.
Like 2 nights in a row, Jerry, like he picks the worst time. We were like going to bed at like 1 in the morning.
And it's like Joey's online.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Now you have to stay.
Oh man,
Crazy.
Oh yeah, I do a thing that as Jose does. I know a lot appearing offline. That's like Jose's big thing.
Right.
I haven't seen Jose online in years.
Yeah, because he appears offline. But sometimes I'll do that too for whatever reason, and then I'll forget to turn it back on, and I'm like, hey, how come I haven't been invited to anything? And like for like a week, and then I'm like, oh, they think I'm not playing.
Yeah.
But I'm just playing MLB and simulating.
I never used that.
Yeah.
The only time I ever had it on was the one time Jose was playing my PlayStation.
Yeah.
And then for
even I can't know I'm playing.
No one. Yeah, right?
No one can know I'm playing, not even me.
For mad long, I was like, damn. Like, and then I think Jerry was the one who was like, you don't appear online. I was like, what the fuck? I don't mess with this ever.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we had a better time to segue this, but since Joey was talking about home remodeling, we have something to talk about, Bobby.
Damn, you want to skip over my fucking...
Oh, you want to talk about what's up with your life?
Nah, you know, just
you don't want to...
Fuck Bobby. I just asked my friends what's going on with them.
No.
What's going on with Bobby's
because
life?
you started, we feel like you've already answered your question.
You
like,
already...
you know, like when you go around, let's talk about each other, and when one person's done, you pass it off. So you started, we feel like, all right,
you
he's
did the
done
intro.
Talking. Let's go around.
Jerry did the intro.
So everybody gets to talk about what the fuck they did, and then it's just like... No,
I want to hear about what you have to say.
It's like it's like Wheel of Fortune when they spin the wheel, but they ran out of time and it dings, and then they have to do the fast round.
I'll wait till somebody fucking asks me.
Hey Bobby, what you been up to, bro?
Thanks, Jerry. This is what
Jerry's a good friend.
I know you've been editing a lot, but what else?
You've been editing videos to come out for tier 2 or whatever it's called.
Pretty fair. Well, first off, I was gonna say before people cut my ass off mad long ago, I was gonna segue something earlier. I was gonna say, speaking of Charles Entertainment Cheese, that reminded me of a game that Joey and I played like 2 days ago. Joey and I recorded a fear down here in the basement. We played Five Nights at Freddy's. That'll be coming out hopefully pretty soon. But that was a fuck ton of fun, and I didn't even get to play it.
Bro, that was scary.
It's pretty fucking terrifying.
Nice.
But besides that, I have just been watching superhero content. I feel like for the past like 4 weeks, I've just been talking about superhero shit, but it's because it just doesn't stop coming out. It went from Black Widow to like Suicide Squad, and then like What If and the Titans.
You just gotta watch it faster.
Suicide Squad was good
in the same week.
Yeah,
I hope seen it still.
Wednesday of this week, What If came out, episode 1, and then fucking Thursday was Titans season 3. So a lot of stuff I've been watching. I just wanted to briefly touch on that.
Yeah.
First off, have you heard about What If, the Marvel show?
I know about the show. Is it out?
It is out.
I didn't even know.
The whole
the
whole concept of the show is that they take storylines from the Marvel Cinematic Universe and they put like major twists on them to make them what if stories.
I love that because it's almost like a mod, sorta.
Yeah.
But
what's basically a mod.
But what's cool about it is these stories actually are taking place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's not just like a cartoon like it's actually a timeline in the universe.
Like
it references
like a multiverse?
Yeah, exactly. It references the events of Loki. Like Loki directly created the What If series essentially. Cool. And this is its own
That's universe. A cool but by the way, that's like the coolest thing to segue. You know what I mean? Someone came up with that and they were like they promoted it right away. They were like, yeah, you're
senior.
Yeah.
So that came out, and then like another cool thing about that is like besides a few like really critical actors, a lot of people in the MCU are coming back to voice their characters. Like Chris Hemsworth is coming back as Thor, Mark Ruffalo is coming back as Hulk, Paul Rudd Ant-Man, the late Chadwick Boseman he recorded all his lines for T'Challa and Black Panther in like 4 separate episodes of the series. So like a lot of famous actors came back to voice their characters. Like the only ones that really didn't come back were like Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, honestly, like the main two.
I never understood why they wouldn't like. I'm sure it's a lot of work, but like when you were a kid and you bought like movie-based games, and then you always realized, why does the protagonist not sound like the one in the movie?
Yeah, right.
It was like, that doesn't sound like him. I was always like, if I was starring in a movie, I'd be like, you want me to do the game too? I'll voice the game.
Yeah, fuck it, right?
Right.
More money for me, bro.
Or like Mr. Krabs in Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Oh, that one's so awful, yo. Because every other character sounds fine, and then you get to him, and he's like, hey, SpongeBob!
It's just like, it's way
what
off.
The fuck?
That's not fucking Mr. Krabs.
Money. Like they're trying, but not hard enough at all. And then I watched Titans, which was fucking awesome, believe it or not. I made a claim on the show a few weeks back when I saw the trailer for Titans that season 3 was going to be like the best season. And last week I started rewatching the first 2 seasons, and I actually, as I was watching them, I kind of like didn't remember them being as like good as they were. I think what it was is, you know, like when I was watching them back, here's the thing. A lot of the action sequences are goofy. It kind of falls from that. We talked about it last week, but that low budget hell. You know,
I remember one time, I walked, when I first watched you watching the show, it was during one of those scenes. And that was the first thing I saw. And I was like,
yeah.
What is this?
So season 2 definitely ramps it up. Yeah. So season 2 is a lot better, but season 3 looks fucking. First of all, it's an HBO Max original, so they got the HBO money. Like, you know what I mean?
They have the funding.
It looks fucking great. I put it in the chat earlier. It's honestly probably one of my favorite depictions of like Gotham and the Batman universe I've ever seen in like live action. It's so cool. That being said, I hate Bruce Wayne in that show, but whatever. But the actual universe is sick. Like the Batcave, it has like the trophy room with all the fucking stuff from the villains and things like that. The Wayne Manor has the grandfather clock that leads down. It's super like accurate. It's so cool. The characters are sick. And what was the other thing I was just gonna say? Like, I also the soundtrack of that show is actually really good.
What is it?
It's like like they kind of do like this thing that Guardians does where they bring in like popular music to for scenes in the show, but like again, this is something I didn't realize the first time I watched it, but now that I'm rewatching it, they use tons of popular songs in that show all the time.
That's all that money they made. That's all where all the money went.
Word, HBO money.
And I don't want to spoil anything, but like the first 3 episodes set like a super tone of just like this is gonna be a fucking dark ass like show,
which it should be.
Which
it should be.
Yeah, for sure. It has a much darker tone. Yeah. I think I told one of you guys, but it reminds me kind of like it reminds me of the Netflix Marvel series, like Daredevil and Punisher, like that.
I love those.
That darker tone, and it's super great, awesome. Except for what Joey was saying about when he saw Dove in costume, about how she has like a super dramatic moment, but she's in like a fucking feather outfit with her wings. And the only reason I bring it up is because like she actually like shoots like sharp projectile quills out of it and stuff like that. But they finally like show it in one of the fight scenes, and I was like, that didn't look as cool as like as it sounds like.
It was a build up, and then it came to it. That's the worst.
Like, man, yes, it's cool. It's just one. It wasn't like a whole fucking thing. But
I imagine like 24, like a blade,
it's just
wall
weird,
of blades.
I can only control one at a time.
You would expect it to be like one little feather, like sing, but it's like this long ass thing with a blade at the end of it. I don't know.
Interesting.
I want to talk to the prop designer of that show.
And then it just gets big.
Oh, you were gonna segue something a house, right?
Oh yeah. So before we were watching a house tour. And that reminded me that one of the YouTube things I've been watching lately and also historically is Architectural Digest.
Yes.
Is the YouTube channel.
That's the channel.
Yeah.
The show is Open Door.
The show is Open Door. Yeah. Love that fucking show.
Yeah, I'm kind of addicted to Open Door.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
So it's essentially just like, it's like MTV Cribs, but legit.
Yeah, like really
the way
classy.
I describe it. Okay. So it's like MTV Cribs, by the way, over half the people rented houses.
They didn't
live fake
in those
houses.
Houses.
This is actually where they live, and and it's all types of different famous people.
And since
it's not like a welcome to my house, man. We're gonna do. It's kind of like
since it's Architectural Digest, they focus a lot on like the architecture and the interior design that goes on. They even like credit the designers that work on it and stuff like that. So it's
like if it's like you have artwork or something, they show like the piece, the year, and stuff. Like it's they take it seriously.
What was the first one there was one that I watched originally that got me into all of the other ones.
The one that got me into it was I watched the basketball player JJ Redick, and he has a 2-story, like it's like a warehouse, and he turned it into a 2-story apartment in Dumbo in Brooklyn. Cool. And it was like all custom made, everything, mad fancy. His kids are in it. It's mad cute.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, this is dope. And I remember I was like sick one day and I just watched like 8 hours just straight of that.
Yeah. The one I think I saw first was Robert Downey Jr. He lives in like a house in what was this place called? Fucking up in the
Beverly Hills?
Not in New York. Oh my God, the rich fucking fancy place in New York.
Greenwich.
No. And the white chicks, they drive up to.
The Hamptons?
The Hamptons. Jesus Christ, that took so long to remember.
Okay. You said
it's
Long Island Beach. I would have gotten it.
Hamptons. Fucking, he lives in like a windmill house. It was literally like a windmill, but they like reverted it so that the bottom half is like a 2-floor
I've seen that.
house.
No, I didn't remember until you said that.
Yeah,
I was
that was like the one that I saw. But my favorite is, funny enough, Binging with Babish's.
Oh,
His is really cool.
Oh, I didn't know he had one.
Yeah. Funny enough, another one of my favorites is David Harbour, the guy who plays Red Guardian.
Yeah.
And the guy in Stranger Things. But Binging with Babish saw David Harbour one, and really liked like the design of his house. So he actually like called the same exact designer that David Harbour mentioned in the thing.
Oh, wow.
So that he could come work on Binging with Babish's apartment in Brooklyn. And he even says it in the show. He's like, if it looks like it, it's because I asked for him to do the exact same thing. But that one's my favorite just because, like, you know, Binging with Babish is obviously like a YouTuber, and it just kind of goes to show you what like hard work and luck on YouTube gets you, like a 5-story apartment in Brooklyn with a backyard. Like
crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He lives out of like the top 2 floors, and then the bottom 3 is like studio space where he like has 2 studio kitchens and shit like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, this is who? This is Babish?
Binging with Babish, yeah. The guy.
Love him, though.
Yeah.
Well, good content, too.
Oh, for sure. I love that guy.
Love watching this
Yeah,
shit.
weird.
Oh,
He be eating that food.
dude, you were going to mention what your favorite episode was the Zed one, right?
Oh, so this is Zed, right?
Mm-hmm.
He musician.
Electronic musician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has a $32 million house, something ridiculous.
It's by far like the biggest one that they show, in my
It's
opinion.
giant.
All the other ones are like homes or like apartments, you know what I mean? This one is like a fucking mansion, mega mansion.
And also, it's like, I believe like 3/4 of the house can be opened.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all windows or doors, and then you can just press a button and then all of them open.
Yeah.
And it just goes out into like, which I'm like, okay, now you're just living
in
outdoors.
this secret entrance, there's another secret entrance.
But it's just open now. It's like, oh, your house is no longer a house. It's now a patio.
Yeah.
But the problem with his is that all of these episodes are like, oh, we brought in this designer and this architect to do this custom. It took 2 years. Beautiful. Zed's like, yeah, I bought this last week. Doesn't even fucking care.
There's
he made
also
no
like
adjustments.
there's also like a personal feel to this show. So like there's always like that couple things that you can really tell that they're always like, oh, I love this, so I have that.
Mm-hmm.
Da-da-da. But it just kind of looks like he's walking around this giant place and he's like, there's a little pond right there. Like he's just kind of pointing shit out that he's like noticing too.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, this is pretty cool.
And he has a-
maybe it was his first.
Cool.
Maybe it was his first time
right.
in the house, and he was just kind of.
All right, let's show this off.
And he has
This is my floor.
He has a Skittles machine.
Yeah, weird. It's like the end of like a big ass hallway.
It just gives him like a cup of Skittles.
Mm-hmm. He's like, thanks. I was
Whoa,
like, okay.
Jerry would like that.
Out of any rich
Yeah,
person
that's what Bobby
thing
said.
I would want in my house, I would want the robot from the Benchwarmers.
Oh, right. The butler.
The butler walking around.
I want a sandwich with M&M's.
Yeah.
Piece of shit, bro.
M&M's and Skittles and with the crust cut off.
Yeah. Great. I want him.
Fucking benchwarmers, man.
Mm-hmm.
What a
Yeah.
throwback.
Nickelodeon was promoting that movie a lot, and when I saw that movie, it was like saying curses and bullying, and I was like, "This is Nickelodeon." Like what?
Well,
I
I was
a
literally-
different era.
I was just talking to somebody about Benchwarmers 2. Not the sequel.
No, not the
like,
sequel, which has no one in
I
it.
think it was Jose.
I didn't know there was a sequel.
It's value.
Yeah,
It
there's
has-
nobody's in
Oh,
it.
I think it was like a straight to DVD, no
Yeah.
advertisement sequel.
One of those.
Did you watch it?
No, I never watched it.
You know what else is a sequel that like just came out? The movie with Jingle All the Way, Arnold.
Yeah.
I never saw the first one.
Love
Oh,
it.
it's a great one. It's a classic.
You tell me this
There's a
every
second
Christmas.
Jingle All the Way.
There's a second Jingle All the Way starring Larry the Cable Guy.
Get her
Oh
done.
my god, that's amazing.
I never watched it.
Oh, we
I
gotta
was like,
watch
what is
it. We gotta
this?
watch it right now, even though it's August.
Also, I think wow, another one. You know the Tooth Fairy with The Rock?
Yeah.
When The Rock is like, I'm
Yeah.
the Tooth Fairy. There's a Tooth Fairy 2 starring Larry the Cable Guy.
So wait, they just get Larry the Cable Guy to
This
come in
is
and do this
incredible.
shitty
Yo,
straight
we
to
need-
DVD sequels.
We need to get what other sequels should we need to get Larry the Cable Guy to do? Fucking like
Bro.
Schindler's List.
Forrest Gump starring.
All right, listen.
Yeah, Forrest Gump.
God.
I would kill.
Live is live.
I would fucking kill to watch a straight to DVD Forrest Gump 2 starring Larry the Cable Guy. Just watching Larry the Cable Guy on a bench in Georgia, like. Life is like a box of chocolates.
I mean, the accent would kind of be similar.
What you gonna get.
No, the accent would be like sort of similar because they're both like Southern.
But like 10 more packs of cigarettes.
Yeah. Deeper. Holy.
It's not charming. It's like ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
It's a little wet.
Yeah, wet. It smells a little bit. I don't want to sit next to this guy.
We gotta get him in like a sci-fi movie, right? Like iRobot.
Star Wars.
Alien 2.
No, iRobot.
iRobot. I Am Legend 2.
We're
the only ones here, dog. I can't do a good Larry the Cable Guy. That's as good as it gets.
We're gonna watch Larry the Cable Guy. He's gonna be like, "Hello." He's gonna be like a normal guy. You're gonna be like, "Damn, this is the normal cable guy."
Is that
Just
that
a
how
normal-
he talks? It's like that effect. Is it Mandela Effect?
Mandela Effect?
You get, like,
Wait,
fake
I don't
memory?
think that's an example.
I don't think you're using it
Yeah.
correctly here.
I don't
Isn't
know.
Mandela? Is that when like when
That's
you
when you
have a fake
misremember
memory?
something.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like mass misremember.
Shaq
A mass
thing?
one, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, the Shazam thing. There's a bunch of stuff like that.
Berenstain Bears.
Yeah. That's a famous one.
That-
That one
that
catches me
one.
all the time.
Wait, what?
But that we all think
It's
Larry
the-
the Cable Guy
It's the
spoke
Bear.
like
It's the
that.
Berenstain Bears,
Stain
but
Bears.
everyone remembers
Steen.
Berenstain.
Yeah.
Berenstain
But that's just because
Bears.
Berenstein's a common name and Berenstain isn't.
Yeah.
So people just
But
remember it.
low key, did anyone catch that?
I remember it looking funny.
Yeah.
Berenstain.
Berenstain?
No, like
But
on
I
the-
think
on the book.
everyone just said Berenstein anyway, and
I
we just
said
kind of
Berenstain. The Berenstain.
I said
Bears.
Berenstain.
yeah.
Can we stop saying it so much? Holy shit.
Berenstain.
No,
you now
no.
have to edit it in. You have to edit the Bears
I
in.
don't. That's so
Yeah.
much work. You guys said it like 20 fucking times in
Not
5
every time.
seconds.
Just put them on screen.
Jesus
Just put the
Christ.
Bears. Just have.
Oh,
them-
you guys are having a full on thing
Have
there. I'm
them-
just sitting here like short circuiting.
Have
Like,
them-
I'm hearing it every fucking direction. Waiting for somebody to come and tap me on my shoulder like
Holy shit.
Holy
You
hell.
turn
I
around.
wanna
It's a
meet someone
giant
that-
bear head birds.
Well, like the Mandela Effect, there's some people that believe that it's like actually like an alternate timeline thing. I want to meet one of those people.
Oh yeah, like that
That
actually
legit
happened.
think that.
Yeah,
They're like,
there's
no, I
a ton
came
of
from,
a ton of people believe that they're like at some point you slipped universes and that's why you remember the thing that doesn't exist, as opposed to just like slightly misremembering something.
And just being like, oh,
Yeah,
I guess I was wrong.
Imagine.
Like, no, I lived this life.
Yeah,
I mean,
word, bro.
wait, was
Imagine being that
well,
like
didn't
stubborn.
Jose have
That's
this
too stubborn.
where he thought the guy from Dodgeball was someone else?
Vince Vaughn.
Ooh.
No, he thought the guy from Dodgeball was Robin Williams.
Oh yeah, he thought fucking
Stephen
this guy,
Root.
Stephen Root, the guy
From
who plays
Dodgeball.
I forgot his name in Dodgeball, but L for Love. He thought that was Robin Williams since he was like mad young. He's like, this is not Robin Williams. We're like, no.
But yeah, he that's a personal one as
Yeah.
opposed to a mastermind.
To a mass Mandela effect. Yeah, I kind of want to look up some Mandela effects.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
that
like
we
a
will,
bunch.
honestly.
Why is it
we're
called the Mandela Effect?
Nelson Mandela went to prison and everyone thought he died, but he actually didn't die, and people just thought he died,
I see.
and it's just like a mass misremembering. We got to watch
See,
a video
look
on
at
it.
that. Dylan knows this.
Let me.
Did you know that, commenter?
Yeah, no. Let me know.
Commenter.
What? After this, we'll watch a. Let me know did a video about it and does like an analysis of it, but it's like it doesn't need to be. There's a lot of like movies that have that too. Like people will remember something in a movie and that it won't exist.
I love Let Me Know.
Yeah,
Great channel.
Let me know is great.
So, but the thing is like a lot of these are like the Berenstein thing. Oh my god, it's
Berenstein.
it's like
The what?
spelling stuff. You know what I mean? It's like it's not Looney Tunes TONS. It's Looney Tunes with the music thing. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I knew that one.
So
Mhm.
like there's that one obviously. The Berenstein Bears, Curious George. Oh
Yeah, he never had a
Uh-huh.
tail.
yeah.
Yeah, I knew
Mhm.
that one.
Sex and the City. People think it's Sex in the City.
What?
You didn't know that?
No.
He definitely thought it was. Oh, I thought it was Sex in the City too.
Oh, it's like FebrEEze.
Oh,
I knew that.
I thought it was 2 E's.
Oh, I thought it was 2 E's too.
No,
Yeah.
I knew that.
I don't know. It was
FebrEEze.
1 E.
FebrEEze.
Then it's FebrEEze.
Hey, FebrEEze.
Yo, this room is kind of dank. Get the FebrEEze. Oscar. Oh yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I
one.
knew that one.
Yeah.
Skechers. There's no T in
There's no
Skechers.
T.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh.
I think I knew that.
Yeah, I knew
but
that.
now that I'm seeing it, it's blowing my
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah. Wow.
Fruit Loop. Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Did I ever tell you when I threw up eating Fruit Loops?
No.
What a horrible segue.
That was the last time I ate Fruit Loops. It was like 20 years ago.
Yo, I had some stale freaking Honey Nut Cheerios the other day.
Turkey.
Yo, Waffle Crisp is making a comeback.
Oh yeah, no monocle.
Oh, he has no monocle. Pikachu's
tail. It's his.
It's just
what?
yellow.
Yeah, it's just yellow.
Okay.
Kit Kat. Is there no hyphen?
There's no hyphen.
There is no hyphen.
Huh.
Wild.
So far, the one that blew my mind the most was just the FebrEEze one. Also, sorry for my Instagram saved list. Just like
Chicken leg.
thick ass thighs and that fully pierced guy's face. What I find funny on Instagram.
That fully pierced videos, man.
I was going.
Well, now you have to click.
Now you have to click it.
Vomit
It's like that. So I have like a lot of like saved Instagram stuff.
Yeah.
And it's all like, it's always like music stuff, like people who are really talented on like guitar and shit.
Okay.
But fucking
Struggling to say this.
So I was showing a bunch of them to Bennett earlier.
Shout out to HVR278.
What up?
No. So I got to
Look at
this
this
one.
cutie.
And where is it? And Bennett was like, "Why do you have that saved?" And I was like, "Cause Dylan's funny."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Which one?
Oh yeah. Make them think that it's a beehive. Make it keep on dissing to those hits from the beehive.
So Bennett just watches like this 3D model fucking Goofy rapping around, and I am at the desk crying, bro. I am like, "Oh my god!" And my girlfriend is like, "The fuck is wrong with you?" Like I couldn't explain it. It was so funny.
You couldn't explain it just now. He sounded like
laughing at the video, or were you laughing at her watching the video?
No, at first I was genuinely laughing at the video because I thought it was so stupid. And then when I saw her reacting, I was like, man, I must look like a fucking psycho laughing at this shit right now. But that's what memes are.
Oh,
you know?
mad funny, bro. Mad
bro,
funny.
that video that Jose sent, it's memes in the year 2050.
Oh
the,
yeah,
the
yeah,
kid's laughing and
screen.
it's you're an adult now. And he's like, "What is it, son?" "Oh, you wouldn't get it. Trust me. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
an admin on like Reddit." And he was like, "Go, come, give me." And he looks at it, and it's just like a speck in the middle of his screen is just black.
And the
it's
kid
just a
is
speck.
crying, laughing.
And the kid is cracking up, and he's like, Dad, you don't get it. No, I get it. And it cuts back. It's just a dot.
Oh no, I would not want to show some of my parents my memes. They would think I'm very, very ill.
I want to get like
I
a.
show
They
my
would not-
parents my memes, and I
Oh.
laugh at their confusion.
I want to
my
make a
God.
slideshow of abstract memes just to put up here, and first one to break loses. It's just like the randomest shit, you know
that
what I
could be a
mean?
segment.
Yeah,
Could that
right.
be a segment?
Yeah.
Abstract memes.
What was fucking that thing from earlier? I just lost something. We were just talking about something. I
Oh
totally.
yeah, you were gonna say something.
I totally lost it. Whatever.
How's it feel? Pull the Bobby.
Oh, it happens. It happens to me too. I just kind
I
of
had
pull it
something,
off.
forgot.
Like I'll somehow switch it into something else, and then it'll like, oh, now no one
And then
will
it'll
know.
pop back.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, no one will know that I forgot that. And
I have
just-
to like trace back
Yeah.
the steps. Like what was I talking about before that? No, before that. No, before that. Got it.
like a blind person.
What?
What? Looking for some, I don't know. You gotta like retrace your steps and shit, bro. Imagine being blind and losing something, bro.
Bro,
You're not gonna find it. You're not. You gotta like look around. It's
Bro.
crazy.
just retrace your steps.
Like Bobby when he forgets his thing. It makes perfect sense.
I think
It's like
of the
Dylan's
ex-
hands up, dude. Dylan goes, so we could find it.
I'm sorry. Dylan's really trying to save that blind man thing.
I'm thinking of Anchorman. I'm blind.
Oh man, a blind person would never find something they lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd take him a while. It would.
It would.
Just fucking, where did that come from?
I don't know. Yeah. Nice analogy.
Okay.
Of what?
I explained it. Remember, because you have to, find what you're looking for.
But what does that have to do with retracing steps?
Nothing.
What's the analogy?
The analogy is you looking for something that you forgot. Missing something. Like a blind person losing something. Losing. It makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
I really want to keep out this.
Are you trying to call blind people losers?
I love blind people. I have no problem. You're courting me.
What I'm asking is why specifically blind people?
I don't know. I just thought of it. It happens like that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You gonna get defensive on me?
No, whatever.
All right. Like a blind person losing something.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll make sense when we edit it.
No, it won't. It'll make less sense. Honestly, chop it up and make less sense. Just cut it. Just cut the screen.
Like,
now you know how it's like to be blind. Oh man.
Oh man.
All right, the rest of the podcast is like this now.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, we're supposed to check out that fucking blind movie. What is it? Don't
right.
Breathe.
2.
Blind 2.
With
Larry the Cable Guy.
Larry the Cable.
Oh my god. Wait, what's the blind movie? I don't know about this.
Don't Breathe.
Yeah.
I don't know about this.
The first one came out a few years ago. The whole premise is like it's like a group of kids or like 18, 19-year-old guys who break into this like war veteran's house because they find out he's blind and he has like a shit ton of money in like a safe. But then they find out that he's like super hyper aware of his surroundings, like Daredevil shit.
Yeah.
And he ends up like picking off the kids one by
amazing.
one. And then but no, it gets like crazy. At like one point, he has like a woman trapped in his basement because she like murdered his daughter. So he's like, not murder, but it was like an accident. So he has her a whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
But the second one is coming out, and Jessica wants to go see it, but. The second one looks interesting because the trailer makes it seem as if he's like the hero now. So like this movie is like
Terminator.
It's kind of like him. It's kind of like him like watching over a girl that they're looking for, and he's like trying to keep her safe.
Oh, cool.
No, this is dead ass the plot of Daredevil.
Daredevil's
teacher.
It's Daredevil plus Terminator. And
he kind of looks like him too.
Bro, yeah, Daredevil's
Stephen
teacher was a
Lang.
sick man. He wasn't as a good guy.
The blind
and the
guy.
reason Daredevil's the way he is because of the torture that guy put him through.
Stick. And
Stick, right.
And what was the I hate to say it. What were we just talking about? Don't Breathe. Yeah. I showed the trailer to Jose, and the guy who directed it is the guy who directed Evil Dead.
Oh shit.
So Jose was like, "Wow, that movie was like really gory," and I was like, "Funny you bring that up." Apparently, the guy actually made the Don't Breathe movies because he basically wanted to like make another popular horror movie that doesn't rely on the gore and all that stuff. It relies on like the suspense of not being able to see or know things and shit like that. Pretty
It's like, I'm not a gimmick.
Yeah, right. I low-key like when people prove that shit though. It's like it's pretty hype.
Whatchamacallit, speaking of Evil Dead, something I forgot to tell because of all the remodeling in my house, I just decided to like watch a bunch of movies, and because the Evil Dead game's coming out, I decided to binge all the Evil Dead movies.
Like from the beginning?
Yeah.
Like
I've
the
watched
Ash
all
ones?
the Evil Dead, and I'm now onto the show, Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Nice.
So that's something I'm going to be doing the next week.
I didn't even know they had. I didn't know it was like a whole series.
There's a series. I think it only lasted 2 seasons, but there's a series.
I didn't know it was like a bunch of movies either.
It's actually a perfect way to segue into this. Have you seen the trailer for the new Chucky show?
Chucky show.
Years ago. I haven't seen a new trailer.
Yeah, there's a new show coming out on Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is I'm pretty sure they made like the Chucky movie a while back, like a few years ago.
Yeah, there was a remake of Child's Play.
I think Mark Hamill voiced him.
Yes.
And it had like Aubrey Plaza, and she played like the mom of the son who like gets the doll or whatever. But they're making a Chucky series on Sci-Fi. But apparently it's appealing to people because they're using the original voice actor of Chucky, and not only that, he is like kind of how the original Chucky was. Like he's really like brash and rude, but kind of funny about shit like that. But the thing is that the trailer also looks kind of like, it doesn't look bad, but it looks really campy is what I'm saying.
I mean, it looks like a sci-fi show.
But I kind of feel like
sci-fi shows would be like that.
But I kind of feel like the campiness works for something like Chucky. So it looks really good because of that.
I want to check it out. I haven't seen any, like, I saw teasers years ago where it's like the knife and then you hear him and it's like, ooh.
And it's like the same design and everything. It's like some kid gets him at a yard sale. He's like, oh, he collects like vintage things. That's what it is. So he sees the Chucky doll and he's like, oh,
so
this
it's just
looks...
a brand new story set for a series.
Exactly. He thinks it looks cool, but then the Chucky doll comes to life and I think he starts killing a bunch of kids in his high school and shit like that.
Interesting.
And but the trailer ends with like Chucky's in bed with like a little girl, like a little 9-year-old girl or whatever. He's like in the covers next to her and he's like, hey kid, I'm gonna go murder your sister. You wanna come? And she's like, no, I'm tired. And he's like, okay. And he like gets out of the bed. And that's how the trailer ends. I was like, oh
man.
Yeah, I get what you mean by it's like, yeah, it's because a lot of 80s slashers and horror movies were like that.
Yeah, but I kind of think
I'm
it's
gonna tell a
cool.
joke
It's cool to see them
like
kind of return.
Yeah, like
to
Freddy
the,
Krueger had that too. He would always say a little tagline or something like that.
I think it's cool to see them like. Oh, that looks good.
Candyman looks good. Jordan Peele's been making nothing but horror movies lately, and he's kicking ass.
What did he write that or produce? He didn't direct it.
No, I know that.
But he did something
he wrote
on it.
I don't
worked
think he
on
directed it.
He's directing a new one. It's called Nope, but they only put out the poster for it.
I've seen
I saw the
the
poster.
That's the only thing that they've revealed of it so far.
Us.
He did Get Out, Us.
And Get Out and Us.
Peele is not the bald one.
Who? Peele is
not the bald. That's
I met the bald one.
That's Dylan's best friend.
Yeah, I met him.
Yo, you have him on Instagram?
Yeah, no,
The
Do
bald
you talk
one you
to
met?
each other?
no,
Yeah.
You send emojis?
Yeah.
maybe.
You met him at work, right?
Yeah, I met him at work, and I didn't even see him. I just heard him, and he was just like naming products in my store, and he was just like, "Oh, honey, they have this," and I'm like, "Is that Keegan Michael Key?" I was like, and I looked, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's him."
That's what happened to me the first time I met Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Because I met him multiple times in my school, since it was also just my film school was in like the building for like film shit in New York, and the president of my school mentioned that, like, I think on one of the floors there was like a studio where people did radio advertisements. So when I mentioned that I met him in the elevator, he was like, "That's probably why, blah blah blah." But the first time I like technically met Jimmy Fallon, I didn't even like see him. I was just like, I would go to school like 9 a.m. and I'm like, have my headphones in, be in the elevator like leaning on, and I hear like a guy mad vibrant, like, "Oh yeah, da 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 da." He's like, "Have a good day," da, da, da. And then he walks out, and I see like the back of his head walking out, and the doors close, and then somebody behind me who wasn't paying attention either was like, "That was Jimmy Fallon, right?" And I was like, "Holy shit, that was Jimmy Fallon."
It's all
Wow.
and weirdly enough, almost every time I've met a famous person, it's in an elevator.
Oh really?
It's like multiple times. I met Chris Bosch in an elevator in Orlando.
Bro.
And it was the same thing. It was just like he gets in the elevator, you're like, holy, this is a fucking tall guy.
That is a big man.
6'10", 6'11", or whatever.
Didn't the creator of Kingdom Hearts, like the Final Fantasy and Disney, met in an elevator and they made Kingdom Hearts?
That was a legit elevator pitch. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Fucking shout out to
What
elevators.
if Mickey had like a sword, you know? You ever thought about that?
What if Mickey hung out with Cloud Strife?
You know, what if they killed things?
I can't. I'm gonna be honest. I know you guys love those games. I cannot take those. Like the cutscenes in those games are hysterical.
Dylan.
Yeah, they are.
When
exactly.
you were a kid,
They are.
They were cool.
Nobody takes them seriously.
I know, but I'm
at all.
saying like everyone, like usually, but it's talked about like highly. You know, like it's a good game. You know.
Yeah,
for
but
the gameplay.
I
the
think
game
for
is
its
fun.
time, like when I was a kid, I didn't see a problem with it. But as I got older,
I'm gonna say this: I don't think a lot of people are playing Kingdom Hearts for the story.
Yeah.
Very true. I know that. Yeah.
you want to know when I realized that I'm like, wow, this kind of sucks.
Like, if this is the beginning of Kingdom Hearts and this is the end of it, the line kind of goes like that, and then it does a bunch of loops, and then it comes down here and does zigzags, and then it goes off to another line,
Yeah.
and then it goes off to 3 separate lines that are happening at the same time. That story just does not stay still at all. You're literally jumping back between timelines at every single twist and turn. So
That's ridiculous.
So it's just just beat shit up.
pretty much. I
Yeah.
literally only play the ones that like 1, 2, 3. I don't touch any of the other ones because I'm like, don't need to get involved with all that.
I got a story to share. Like I said, when I realized that I'm like, these stories suck. I had a cousin. He came over. He was around my age, and he was like, "What game are you playing?" And I was like, "Oh, it's Kingdom Hearts. It's a really dope game." And he goes, "Oh, I know to this game." And like, mind you, to the viewers, whenever you're watching this, back in the day when like gay was like an offensive thing to name things, he was like, "Oh, I know that game. That game's gay." And I'm like, "Bro, this game's awesome. What are you talking about?" And then like literally like a few minutes after that, like I said that, a cutscene plays, and it was the scene with like a character is like, "I know your heart is in darkness, but take my light." And then she like extends her hands, and then a light orb comes out of her chest.
And Joey's just there like,
And I'm sitting there like,
Oh. And then
I want this game to look cooler right now. I really want this game to look cooler.
and Mickey
for
Mouse
my
comes
cousin.
out.
And
Like,
Mickey-
a light orb in his chest. Boops. It's like, what the fuck?
orb.
Like, Jesus.
Man.
That's so funny.
I was like, oh, that's when I realized I must have been like maybe 11, 12. That's when I realized the story in these
That's
games
me though. Like that's me.
suck.
I would always do that. Like I would go over someone's house and I'd like it'd be a game because I played like sports games and I played like platformers. And I go over a friend's house and I'd be like, oh, what are you playing? And they'd be like Viva Pinata, and I'd be like, the game fucking sucks. Dumbass game.
That game fucking sucks.
You're awful, Dylan.
Sure enough, like 2 years later, I'm playing Viva Pinata, and I'm like, all right, this game's really fucking cool,
bro.
right?
That's
I
why
feel
people
bad.
just play 2K, so you can't make fun of them. They can't be insecure about their games.
Oh yeah, they
That's like
I played this game.
Yeah.
That's like when I first played Sonic 06. Like I first played Sonic 06 and I was like, this is such a fun game. I had a great time with this. And then I met Dylan and I was like, Dylan, you ever played Sonic 06? The game's great. And Dylan was like, Bobby, that game is awful.
Yeah, and then sure enough, Bobby.
And then I think Dylan lent me it or something, or I bought it and I played it for a week because that's how long it takes to get through the loading screens in that fucking game.
Oh yeah, it takes forever.
And I was like, wow, that was the worst video game I've ever played in my entire life.
And then like it became like known, like
Oh, yeah.
speed
Yeah.
runs.
It got
and
memes.
It's infamous as being
Infamous.
the
That
bad
game is awful. Sonic 06, check it out. Awful.
There's literally a mission in that game, no bullshit, where you like to start missions, you talk to somebody, it starts a loading screen.
Yeah, by the way, so you're in like an Italian village.
Yeah, with
And it's
Sonic
like all,
the Hedgehog.
and it's all humans, and you're Sonic, and you're just chilling.
And you walk up to the humans and they don't speak regular
Wah,
words.
rah,
They just
rah,
go, wah, rah. Yeah, wah, rah. But the thing is before they even talk, loading screen.
Yeah.
That takes like a minute and a half. Then finally the guy appears on screen and he's like, wah, wah, wah. And then it's like, accept mission,
Loading.
yes. Another loading screen. Then you do the mission. Another loading screen. Wow, wow. Another loading screen. And it's like that times fucking 60. And that's the whole
Oh my
fucking game.
God.
And then they made the Sonic Boom game, which was even worse.
There was a
Was
lot
it
of
bad?
glitches. I don't remember it being bad. I just remember it being extremely buggy.
That's the one where
It was
it's
pretty
like the
bad.
4-player, right?
Yeah.
That's the one that Game Grumps
I don't
played. And that,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
all
they did
the-
this, the Knuckles glitch.
They have a bunch of
Where you
fucking.
can fly.
The funny thing is like I'd never played that game, nor do I know anything about it. But that was like one of the Game Grumps like last best series. That
Yeah,
they
that
made.
I
was-
watched a lot of that.
That's
all-
the-
That
that's-
actually, you made me want to look up those episodes because
That's
those were
the-
some good episodes.
Bro, that's the Janine Garofalo's experience,
Yeah,
Arctic
yeah,
experience.
yeah.
Sonic has to be like the most hit or miss series ever.
It really is.
Rest in peace.
The original game's fantastic, and then they
Because,
just
like,
kind of went.
It just,
Why am I
celebrated,
thinking, like-
it just celebrated its 30th anniversary like this year.
Oh, okay.
But
You
no,
die at 30 now? Damn, bro.
Like Sonic
Yeah,
Adventure
30.
2 was good. Sonic Generations was good, and I don't know anything after that.
I like Sonic Riders, that
I know,
racing
like,
game.
yeah.
They were on
had
like
it, I didn't
skateboards.
finish
I like
it,
the Sega 3D Ultra, whatever. The one with like Sonic and it's all the other
the
Sega.
Sega,
people. Yeah.
the racing game. Yeah,
Mhm,
that's-
that
I
was
liked
good.
Sonic Heroes. That was fun.
Sonic Heroes
Yeah.
was good. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
We talked about that on the
See, that's a
Olympics episode.
classic.
That's a great fucking
Yeah, I
game.
love that game.
I wouldn't even mind if they got rid of the Mario and Sonic shit and just kept it an Olympic game. That game would still be hype.
Because
Right.
it's
That's
then it's
weird.
Wii Sports.
It doesn't even have
It's
that much
Wii
to do with
Sports.
like
Right.
Mario and
Mhm.
Sonic. You know what I mean?
Bro,
it's just the
just
characters.
stray away from Mario and Sonic and just make a game about the Olympics.
Did you
Like,
guys ever play Wii Sports Resort?
No,
I
I was just
played-
thinking
I played,
about
like,
that.
once.
I need
I-
that because I watched
I never
the,
played it.
I watched
I've
the-
only played it at like back in the days when you play a game like at a store.
It was at a friend. I played it once at a friend's house, and I was like, I'm missing out. There's mad shit in this
Yeah.
fucking
It's
thing.
dope.
And I watched a
It was
video
fencing.
about it, and I was like, I never fucking played this.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to play
I
it.
feel like a fucking schmuck. You know
You guys
what?
trying to bust out the Wii after?
Yeah, I'm trying to play Wii Sports
Let's
Resort.
play Wii Sports
There was like
Resort,
there's like air fighting or some
The thing
shit.
that
I'm like,
sucked
what the
about
fuck
that
is
though
this?
is Wii Sports Resort needed that piece. The
I
You
had
needed
one of
that
the controllers
extra
that had
piece.
that built in.
Wii Motion Plus, I think. It is. Oh,
Yeah.
your black one, right?
Yeah.
yeah. So you need that fucking
That.
thing. It's like a little block
like a
that
little
goes on the
cube, yeah, it
bottom.
looks like
It's a
like
cube
almost
that
like
you
a-
connect to the Wii that basically makes the Wii stronger.
It's like
like a power-up.
stabilizes it better.
Yeah.
Just
But,
feels
uh,
like it makes it.
I bought
heavier,
that
honestly.
because
Super
Skyward Sword
Wii.
needed it.
Right.
I remember buying Skyward Sword. I put it in the Wii and it was like, you need to buy that little thing.
That's
Bro,
what we
You
remember
got.
can't play the game without that little thing.
Remember fucking Link's crossbow training?
Oh, that.
Yeah, where the gun came out.
It came
You had to
with
put
a
the
gun.
nunchuck on it.
You know
That
what's
was-
funny about
that was
that
annoying.
piece? I actually got a new controller because they didn't have any more because it was when that Zelda game came out.
Really?
So I had to buy a whole new controller.
Ah.
Yeah, it was like $60. And back then, that's a lot for a Wii controller. They were like 30,
Bro,
40.
now they're like $80 for
Yeah.
Joy-Cons that break.
Oh my
very
god,
often.
The
the
Wii,
Joy-Cons.
the Wii was fucking legendary. Can we just
It
talk
was.
about that for a second? I was telling somebody
Wii
about
would
this
like to play.
recently. My uncle and aunt got the Wii like first day or like first week.
Nice.
So
Wow.
this was back in the day when like, you know, the internet wasn't super huge. It wasn't like we as kids were like on the internet like, when's the Wii coming out? You know, you just kind of saw a commercial about it one day and you're like, that's crazy.
Right.
And then like you go to your friend's house and they have it and you're like, what the fuck? Right?
Right.
Like that's how that worked. So we went to my cousin's house one day and they had the Wii and they were playing like Wii Sports and Mario Party 8 and we were all just kind of, even my parents, like that was like the first time my parents were ever just like, whoa, this is cool. Because Wii Sports was kind of that game that anybody could play. Like all
Bowling
of my
and your
parents,
guy just throws it behind and everyone's
like
like,
everybody likes Wii Sports. So that shit was sick. And then like I'll never forget when we finally got it. I think when we went that day, there was enough for my parents to be like, all right, we can have fun with this shit too. We were in a Target, the one in by Queen Center Mall, that one. And my mom was like, oh, come on, let's go get something over here. And I was like, all right, cool. And they were trying to keep it a secret. So my dad goes, buys the Wii, and then just puts the giant white Wii box in the cart and then just throws like 2 things over it. So then we come back and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then like I look on the side of the cart, there's just a giant Wii box. And I'm like, what's that? And my dad was like, fuck. He was trying to have this whole thing where he was going to come home and show me. But then he was like, yeah, we got it. And then I think I remember after he found out that I found it, he was like, all right, let's go find a game if you want to go get it. And I was like, sick. And I got Mario Party 8. Like,
yeah.
lit.
My presents for Christmas were never surprises. They were always like, what do you want?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because my parents like never knew like what kids want.
yeah, me too. List, they kind of get like 3/4 of it and then you move on.
Yeah.
Mine was a list. I actually, whatchamacallit,
Nowadays, it's
my presents were like always a surprise, but I also kind of knew like what was in the price range my parents were willing to get me first. But I remember there was this one year where I think my mom told me to get something from her purse, and I went to go get it, and then she forgot that she had a Christmas present in there. It was a PS2 SpongeBob like creature from the Krusty Krab.
Oh,
I think it was called.
Nah.
I don't know, or Nightmare Crab. I don't know, crabs.
SpongeBob has crabs.
Yeah, that game. But I went into her purse and she forgot that it was in there. And I was like, oh. And she was like, no. And she got the purse and somehow was upset at me for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, fucking. Like,
Right?
didn't know where to
Adults
throw
be
her
like-
anger. She didn't know where to throw her anger. But I remember being like, all right, well, I got that for Christmas. I know I have that. And then Christmas Day came and I was opening all the presents that were shaped as like a game box and none of them had it. What they did, they were slick. They put it in a clothing box, so it was like a box in a box.
Yeah.
And I was like, "You slick! You made me think."
Oh,
that
the
I didn't
box
get
in the
it."
box is
Damn, I
common.
didn't actually get it.
You know what's actually...
I thought she returned it. Like she got so upset that I knew it. And she was like, "I gotta return this shit now."
You know what's really funny now that I think about it? So, like, my parents bought me a lot of video game systems, and I think it was to fill the void of not having a brother or sister. But I never got a console on Christmas. The only console I ever got technically, the first console I ever got for Christmas was the PlayStation 2, which is a very long time ago,
Yeah.
if you do the math.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like it was on vacation. I was like 8 on Christmas in Florida or whatever. But then I remember mad randomly when I was like 15 or something like that, the only gift that ever caught me by surprise, I was opening a gift and it was an Xbox 360. And I already had a PS3 and all that shit. That was like the Minecraft era for me
Yeah,
and
that was
Jerry.
And
And I remember I opened it and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And my dad was like, yeah, they had a sale, so we just got you an Xbox. And I was like, okay, cool. And if I'm being honest, I don't want to sound like that spoiled kid. Okay, let me preface. I was gonna say I don't use it. I never used that Xbox, but that Xbox was a Super Meat Boy machine for like 5 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
word,
if you've been following a lot of our podcasts, one of our podcasts, we mentioned his Super Meat Boy craze.
Yeah,
But the crazy thing about that is, like Xbox was expensive back in the day.
it was.
You had to pay,
Everything was expensive,
money
bro.
yearly. PS3 wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
You had
granted,
to pay to
everything's
change
like
your
that
name,
now, but-
Right? When you're a kid, you're not trying to pay.
You had to
that
pay to
bread.
change your
But
Microsoft
to be
points.
fair, you couldn't even do that on PlayStation.
Yeah.
That was something that didn't even
Yeah,
come out to like
yeah,
what,
yeah.
like a few months ago.
But that's your
Right.
story. That story is funny because that's how I got the PS3.
oh really?
Because I got the PS. Yeah, because I got the Xbox at launch, I believe.
What if our parents like canoodled that
Yeah.
together? They were like, I'm gonna,
then
even though we've never met before.
switcheroo.
Like,
Yeah.
We had a 360 and we traded it for a PS3.
Oh, interesting.
A friend
360 was way better back in the day.
I never played any of the Xbox. The only time I had my hands on an Xbox controller was we had a friend from the youth group. Like I was mad young, so I don't even remember this teen.
The
But
original Xbox.
The first Xbox,
Yeah.
the big black one.
yeah.
He was going on vacation, but he kind of felt like nervous leaving his Xbox in the small apartment he shared with his mom. he was like, yo, my neighborhood's not like the best, and I don't want to leave it in there. So he was like, "Oh, could you like basically house sit the Xbox until I come back?"
Yeah.
And my dad was like, "All right, yeah, sure, I'll hook
And
it
you're
up."
like, yeah,
Joey.
I can definitely do that.
I'll definitely do that during
I'll
one
take
summer.
good care of it.
I'll never let it leave my sight.
But I remember, like, I was like, "What's this?" And he was like, "Oh, well, we're gonna give it back. We're holding it for a friend." And Halo was on it, so
Nice.
I just played. I was like a 9-year-old boy or 8-year-old boy playing Halo, and my hands like the Xbox controller for a
Giant.
kid.
Yeah.
Like you played PlayStation, which was pretty small, and then give a kid like an Xbox controller. I was like, already the controller in my hand placement, I was not liking it.
Yeah.
I was like, I do not like this. It's fun punching the little like seashell shaped aliens in Halo.
The grunts.
Yeah.
But I was like, I am not enjoying this enough to continue this.
Yeah.
You know what's
And
funny about that? I never had an Xbox growing up, but my uncle did at my grandma's house, and I practically lived at my grandma's house because like after school I would just go to my grandma's house until my parents got out of work, and then I go home, right?
Mm-hmm.
But since I was always at my grandma's house, I would play on my uncle's Xbox. So there was like a huge part of my childhood of just playing like mad Xbox games to the point where like even now I like look them up and I'm like, oh, I totally forgot about like Voodoo Vince and like Fusion Frenzy and all that shit. And then like
Ghosts and
it wasn't
Ghoulies,
until
was
like
it?
Grab by
Grab
the
by the
Ghoulies.
Ghoulies.
It wasn't until I was like again like 15, weirdly enough, that my other uncle was like, yo, I have this old Xbox that I'm not, and at that time I was collecting a lot of old consoles and I was like, yeah, sure. So I have an Xbox, but yeah,
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
it's upstairs. Yeah.
Mm.
I also have like an NES I bought for $20.
I have an SNES.
Yeah, I
You
wanna-
guys bought me the N64.
right.
Do you guys have any combo ones, like the ones that are like 3-in-1 or anything like
Nah.
that? I got
But those
one
are
of
cool.
Yeah,
but those are like
I-
the
Oh,
newer ones.
yes.
Yeah, you have
That
one?
was a part of my, like, I remembered I wanted to segue into this. Bobby said that going to his grandmother's and playing the Xbox. Mine was the plug in the TV, like the SpongeBob one.
Oh, the SpongeBob one!
with his nose.
Yeah, that was
one
mine.
was
I played a
sick.
Spider-Man
You know,
one.
my parents, like, my grandma's a little viejita. She was like 80 or something,
Yeah.
and my parents weren't gonna like install a whole system, the PlayStation or anything. They were like, you know what, like to keep them happy, they sell those little games. It's like 3 wires you plug into a TV and
The
change
white
it to
and
a
the
channel.
yellow. You don't even need the red. Just
Yeah.
boom, boom, and you play the
And then
SpongeBob
I
jellyfish maze. That was my
oh
shit.
my god, my grandma probably had no idea what I was doing to her TV, but she would sit there in a little chair and just watch me for hours, just and she's just like,
I was back when that shit was on Channel
"What is
3.
she doing?" Like
My grandma did that, but did crosswords. What a vibe.
my grandma, I don't know, she just like held baby dolls and just looked at things.
I remember I drove my grandma to insanity once because I would play a lot of Tony Hawk at my grandma's house.
With the soundtrack on?
Specifically Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. But the Tony Hawk's games have a very annoying feature, if you're not me, where you can essentially completely customize the playlist of music that comes on to the point where you can pick what songs play or not.
Did you pick the same one song?
Yeah, I shut off all like 59 other songs on the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 soundtrack, and I just let TNT by AC/DC play on repeat for hours a day. And then finally one day my grandma was like, Bobby, can you play another game? And I was like, sorry, like, I'm playing.
Play on mute, bro.
I'll never forget because that song comes out like, BAM! My grandma's like, shut the fucking thing off.
It's mad funny.
And now when I go
music
back
torture,
when I go back and I play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, and obviously it starts off with like the full playlist, I'm like, I don't remember any of these songs because I didn't play with the fucking playlist.
That's funny.
I'd have to mute
You'd
them.
be
at
like,
that
Grandma,
point.
remember this song?
I do. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play her favorite song.
Just
No,
watching
you know
her
what
lips,
sound? You know what sound drove my dad to madness, and then I'm gonna stop talking.
Forever?
Yeah, forever. I'm just gonna rip my mouth. You remember the game Fat Princess?
Yeah.
I would play that a lot with you guys,
Yeah.
and my dad hated the sound. We're losing an outpost. They have gained an outpost. They've captured the princess. We're losing an outpost. They have captured an outpost.
I play my
He
video
was
games.
They're
going-
always talking.
My dad was going crazy that there were some times, like in the middle of the day, I'll be like in the morning, I'm brushing my teeth and I hear my dad eating breakfast. They have captured an outpost.
They
Incredible.
never stop talking in that
They
game.
never stop talking.
We're nearing jam and yam time, but fucking
No, we keep going,
that
man.
reminded me of I remember one time I was trying to platinum Kingdom Hearts. Funny to bring this full circle, but they there's this thing in Kingdom Hearts. There's an ability called something experience boost where if the whole point of Kingdom Hearts is you have to boost level, you have to gain experience, but there's a way to speed it up if you have this certain ability that makes it that you gain experience 50 times faster, but if you're in critical health. And that means like when you're in Kingdom Hearts, you're about to die. And in Kingdom Hearts, they do that annoying like woo 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 siren thing.
Like in Pokemon.
So for like hours, I was like in a little area in like the last area of Kingdom Hearts 2, just going back and forth killing enemies at like the critical thing. And then like 30 minutes in, I just hear downstairs my dad go, "Bobby, what the fuck is that?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, it's like a game." He's like, "Close the door." I'm like, I didn't even put it together, but like that siren had been blaring for like fucking 45.
When that used to happen, like on all these old games, that for some reason they like were obsessed with these beeping sounds. Yeah. I used to just like turn off the volume.
Yeah, me too. That was my
I remember getting annoyed and turning.
She used to give me anxiety and stuff.
You know what I turned off? I'm sorry. Last thing. Sonic when he was drowning. And when that builds up. In any of the 2D ones, when you're like underwater for too long, it plays that. It's like building up really, really fast. I would get anxiety from that. I'd turn off the volume and just like keep going.
I would get anxiety from the Mario music when you're running out of time.
Your like bones are jittering.
I don't know. We just all played video games, so kind of just like we can talk about 8 hours about that shit.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
And we haven't even like talked about that on the podcast.
We've already been going on for an hour and 2 minutes. Right. Shout out to the Joystick podcast talking about video games for once.
What? Who would have thunk?
It's not like this channel started as a Let's Play channel or anything.
This is Bobby.
Bro, you gotta check out that Over the Hedge video.
Oh my god, I love the video. Classic. Over the Hedge is a classic.
My favorite thing about watching those videos is watching like how little I knew about editing. Like all this shit is like cut off and shit like that.
My favorite is how awkward we are because we don't know how to talk to imaginary people. We're kind of like, so yeah.
I don't know about you. I was great at it.
You were pretty good. You and Jose were really great at it off the bat.
Me and Jose were pretty good.
I can hear Dylan trying.
The Halo one.
If I'm being honest, Jose was fucking fantastic at that. I don't know what that was. It was like off rip. He knew exactly what he was fucking doing.
He knew exactly how to speak. He was just talking.
But yes, we're officially entering the Jam and Yam territory.
Music territory. You can go first.
Want me to go first?
I forgot the name of my song.
Yo, I gotta say, the jams are looking dry lately. I just haven't really been exposed to new music lately. Like I was telling my girlfriend I have to like lock myself in my room for a day and just let my Discover Weekly play for a few hours. And
that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
All of my gaming or studying, I just let music play.
But my jam of the week was discovered in a Melee video that I saw that was pretty hype, and it is Bangladesh by your old Droog and featuring Heems. Pretty cool. Ukrainian rapper from Brooklyn and a Punjabi rapper from Queens. It's pretty.
Heems is one half of Das Racist, so I'm very happy. I gotta listen to that.
Super, fucking vibes. But that's gonna be jam. Check out Bangladesh
for sure. My song is Clean by Underscores. Wow. Very cool song. Very chill. Like light keys throughout. Good stuff.
Nice.
Glitched out vocals. Very common.
Joe, you got a song?
I haven't been listening to a lot of music, surprisingly, but I did found this one song that I've been listening to a lot. It's by a band called Movements. It's called 19. I like it very. I've kind of told, like, as I was listening it with my sister, I told her, I'm like, it's very easy to impress me. Just play like slow guitar. It's like slow guitar and then spoken word, and I'm like, I love this. I'm like, this is dope.
A lot of people like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also like that.
Okay. I thought it was just like, man, it's so easy. Like, it's not hard just to play like the same 5 notes and just talk.
Yeah.
I'm about to see them live in 2 weeks.
Yo, let's go.
Yeah. You too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at that. You guys are back on the concert fucking.
Get some Delta up in here.
Better have a plastic screen on this side of the table. Me and Jerry are nice and safe.
So the podcast is virtual this week.
So now the podcast will be virtual.
Word.
For
Crazy that hasn't been one of those yet.
Shut up. Shut up.
Hey! There's a reason why 49 was
and that's why we have that Instagram feature where we can all see each other.
Someone just fucking captures on their phone.
You got a fucking BAM.
Yo, I'm gonna pick a song from the new Suicide Boys album.
Yo, I was thinking about the new Suicide Boys album.
Let's go. Heard it yet.
It's called "The Number You Have Dialed Is Not in Service."
Yo.
Beep beep.
Yeah, it's not about suicide.
No,
It's about the opposite.
Never usually
It's
not.
about wanting to live.
That's
Nice.
great.
Yeah.
Shouts
I
out
don't want to
Suicide Boys.
die.
Shout outs to
Who can relate?
life.
Shout outs to
Bro,
Love.
life is complicated, but it's dope sometimes.
put that on a shirt.
Oh my god, put that just a plaque.
Please,
It's
Bobby, make a
rewarding.
shirt.
It's got to be
That's
one of
our
those
first
like
joystick shirt. Order it now in the description below.
I was thinking like it's one of those like white girl memes. It's like a quote.
Oh, the whisper! I love the
with,
whisper
like a person
memes.
holding a mug
I
looking
love
at
the
a tree,
whisper
and
memes.
It's just what Joey just said.
The whisper memes are incredible, bro.
You gotta add it now, make it look like it.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. This
Oh man,
podcast
Bobby!
came
Wait,
and
wait.
went. Holy
Do you remember the
shit.
quote? What was the quote?
I don't
fucking-
remember.
Fuck!
Word.
Mandela Effect.
Is it just me? This podcast came and went.
Yeah,
It
Yeah,
was
that was quick,
kinda
bro.
Quick.
Yeah.
Weird. But like
Yeah. Comment down below your favorite Mandela effect.
yeah,
Easy.
that's actually not it.
Yeah.
It's not a bad one.
Comment your favorite Mandela.
Combat Nelson Mandela.
Comic
Mandela song.
Comics.
Comment your favorite Nelson Mandela song. Video game.
Make sure to go ahead and like and subscribe. Click the bell to stay up to date on some content. Real quick, as we're filming this, it is
Yeah.
August 13th. Just want
Correct.
to say a quick little early
Friday
day,
the
early
13th.
shout outs to Joey. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday.
It's Joey's birthday tomorrow, and we just want to let you know that we love you and you're the best, buddy.
The whole weekend.
And happy Friday the 13th, especially
Yeah.
since you know
Yeah,
your shirt.
Friday the 13th
Rock the shirt
and my
for it.
birthday. Let's go crazy.
And other than that, thanks for joining us, friendos. Also, shout outs to the smoke eater candle we got here. We a new one. Yeah. And